the whole, like, just because it's managed by a third party doesn't reduce your risk.
Mm-hmm. Story number 2, this is from Mailchimp, and this is very, very interesting because Mailchimp says that an internal tool was used to breach hundreds of accounts, and this comes right after the HubSpot breach, and it's somewhere on the lines of like, it was like an insider threat. So now people are kind of telling companies to actually watch out for legit emails that come from a Mailchimp account, and they're going to be real, but it's still phishing. So what do you guys have to say about this?
So we use Mailchimp, and it's incredibly scary that an internal tool exists that allows maybe not anyone, but select people inside of Mailchimp to just take over accounts, right? So that's a bit of a violation of the trust between a consumer and a business. Is like, don't make those types of tools, right? Like, if you make a tool that lets someone take over an account, it is likely going to be abused, and that's what we're seeing here.
Yeah, I mean, what would you have such a tool? Well, I mean, I guess it kind of makes sense to have a tool that can actually help you organize or deal with the internal data. But I mean, the access to that internal tool, if it is that powerful, I'm guessing it should be quite limited. I mean, not everybody should have access to that from the inside. I mean, let alone the outside, of course.
The only item I can think of is maybe it was a support tool. If someone was having trouble with their account, they're like, oh, I'll log in and take over your account and then like help you debug whatever. But that's not the only option. You can very easily support someone without actually taking over their account. You can have them get on a Zoom and like share their screen. So yeah, it's weird that like people used to build these god level tools that would just take everything over, and they would use that for support management. But now it's much more about like, can we limit privacy and increase security? So
yeah, plus all that information should be encrypted, right? Even
Right.
for internal developers and engineers.
But I think it was basically a login spoofer, right? Like, oh, I need to help Miguel, so I'm gonna spoof Miguel's login and log in as him. And like the whole answer to this is don't do that, right?
I think one of the most important parts of the story is that we are not going to, this is not the last time we're going to hear about this. Article says that they target finance and crypto customers. So
yeah, I know this. Sorry, go on, please.
Yeah, people might be losing their money, allegedly.
Mm-hmm.
Allegedly.
Allegedly.
I know this. This is about Trezor, who used Mailchimp as a service. Some Trezor clients were pointing out there was a phishing campaign based on Trezor being breached. And it basically consisted in sending out targeted emails asking to download some sort of patch to fix the issues, which was actually malicious software. That's the old-fashioned destructive trick. Hey, look over there. They're stealing your car. While
Sophisticated.
Breaking into your house.
Very sophisticated trick.
To your point, Franco, yeah, the best phishing campaign is when it's not actually like from a fake domain, it's from the real domain, right?
Mm-hmm.
So you can expect all of these emails to look like valid. And so that's why you need people, not software, to spot phishing campaigns. Because if it's coming from the right domain, it's not going to be flagged as phishing.
And also they say that the hackers, like they talk about a sophisticated attack, but it says that the hackers managed to trick the employees in a social engineering attack, where the customer support team was handed over their login credentials and then use the company's own internal tool to send the emails. And this is not even within a month's like span of like that HubSpot breach, which also targeted, like crypto and financial sectors. And these guys did the same thing. And I wonder if these two are connected, but I guess we'll find out.
Well, you think about how most businesses think about support, and they think of support as a cost center. And so they want to hire labor at the lowest cost and then maximize like ticket flow and like response time and all that, right? So there's really not a lot of consideration for security, but if you think of what support does, it's all about security, right? It's about getting into accounts, handling accounts, like debugging issues. And so I think that this is just a case where you had the support center that was maybe not being security aware with how they did their job. They were much more focused on like speed. And with that, obviously they